Hey guys, I am doing an impromptu live from my bed Saturday night. Exciting stuff. So, yeah, eh. So I recently um watched the documentary, um, The Magic Pill again, and there were just so many just amazing takeaways from that show that I wanted to do a little live and, talk about it. I was kind of bored tonight, and so I figured that I would come on and do that. So, also want to see if any of my friends would come on and talk to me. So, um, so yeah, the documentary, The Magic Pill, is pretty amazing, and I took notes. I have about about 6 pages of notes on this, okay? Have you seen it? Um, and I'm just doing this live, I'll post it later again. Um, but I wanted to see if anybody was on that wanted to come in and join me. So, my takeaways from The Magic Pill. So, basically, well, not just my takeaways, but just like parts of the documentary that were interesting to me. So, I think probably anyone that follows my channel will know I do a carnivore diet, and I have for 10 months now. I feel great. Um, I've lost a little weight, but more than weight loss, I have my body's kind of restructuring. It's changing. I think I'm getting more muscle and just some body recomposition going on. Um, but yeah, so that's been a benefit. It hasn't been the top benefit. Um, the reason why I did the carnivore diet was for chronic candida, and I have essentially cured my chronic candida. So that's been magnificent and just something that I'd lived with off and on for 30 years and never saw that happening, that could actually be cured. So that's been wonderful. Um, hold on one second. Let's see. Oh, where did that go? Okay. Anyway, the second best thing that's happened is I counted today 15 medications prior to doing carnivore. And as of about a month ago, I hesitated to post this until it had been, a little bit more time. But as of about a month ago, I am free of all medications. I'm officially off all medications, and that includes Adderall, Wellbutrin, Claritin, Nexium. I was on 80 of Nexium a day. Um, what else was on? I think actually I have a list. I wrote them down. So Adderall, Wellbutrin, Metformin, because I was pre-diabetic and I was working with my functional medicine doctor. We were trying to avoid me becoming diabetic. Um, yeah, so Benadryl, I took that about every night to sleep. Um, I also took, what's the other one? It's like totally slipped my mind now. Melatonin. Yeah, that's it. Fish oil, I don't need to take that now because I eat sardines all the time. CoQ10, biotin, Gas pills. I took gas pills all the time. Oh my lord. On carnivore, you just don't really have gas like that. It's just not really a thing. I was on 3 different inhalers, and, I didn't have a diagnosis of asthma, but I had asthma-like symptoms. So if you have asthma-like symptoms, what's the difference? Um, Diflucan. I took Diflucan all the time. And so, yeah, so carnivore has helped cure my chronic candida, resolve my prediabetes, helped my joint pain, resolve my asthma-like symptoms, greatly improved my ADHD, resolve my chronic cough, which was ironically, my chronic cough was probably the thing that bothered me the most. Um, resolve my frequent episodes of double vision and migraines, and nasal polyps, eustachian tube dysfunction, constant postnasal drip, tonsil stones, bad breath, twitching under my eye all the time. Just, I mean, I had just so many symptoms of just different things. But anyway, I say all this to say, and I have other videos that talk about everything that carnivore has resolved for me. But I say all this to say that this is one reason why I was interested in watching The Magic Pill. It's, pretty much about a proper human diet. Fat, well, meat heavy keto, we could call it, whether you're on the spectrum on the end of the carnivore diet, or the other spectrum would be the other end of the spectrum would probably be more like paleo, not quite keto, but still eating real whole foods. Um, this movie would be interesting to you. So, um, so basically, I learned in the movie that we went from eating 90% meat and fat to relying on grains and legumes. Um, and wheat has been in humans' diet for about 10,000 years, but that only represents less than one half of 1% of human race's time on this earth. So we haven't we haven't been eating wheat long in the grand scheme of things. And that's possibly why a lot of us are very reactive to wheat. Not to mention the fact that they've changed the wheat. But so by removing fat from our diets, um, you pretty much guarantee that people have to shift to high carbohydrates in their foods because, what else are they going to eat to sustain them? Um, there's nothing that you can get in a grain that you can't get anywhere else, and better quality. In order to make packaged foods, you must add a fat, a hardened solid trans fat, like hardened vegetable oils. And vegetable oils are made, and that's how they keep the food shelf stable. Your food that comes in boxes and bags, the stuff that I don't eat anymore, that I don't believe that we should eat. Um, Vegetable oils are made by using high heat and solvents to extract oil from seeds. That's why we call them seed oils, or industrial seed oils. They're industrial oils. They're foods that we could not have manufactured until the industrial era. And this wrecks the molecules, destroys the antioxidants in these seeds, and basically just makes it garbage. It's not even something that you should consume as a human being. Um, and aside from that is, everything in your body is made up of what you consume. What your skin cells are made of is what you give your body to work with, essentially. Um, so if you give it garbage, it's gonna make your skin cells out of that garbage. And when carnivores and other keto eating people say that their skin doesn't burn as easily, that's a thing. And that's a thing because Okay, puppies. Hey, hey, hush. Now my dogs are going to bark. That's a thing because our skin cells are made of, whatever we give them. So, um, puppies, stop. Anyway, so basically, if you're making your skin cells out of the seed oils, the vegetable oils, that kind of thing, fats that are trans fats, um, your body's not going to perform the way that it should, and that skin will burn easily. Will burn more easily. Um, let's see here. Every cell in your body has a membrane of half protein and half fat. If fatty acids comprising the cell membrane are not natural, the cell membrane can't function in the way that it is supposed to function. Um, and that leads to disease. It starts at the cellular level. Basically, they say eat real food, which is a big soapbox of mine. Um, Number one, eat whole foods. Two, choose organic. Eliminate processed foods. Eliminate grains and legumes. Embrace healthy fats, olive oil, coconut oil, animal fats, eggs, avocados, and use cold pressed oils, um, such as, well, like avocado oil, for example. Um, Avoid dairy or choose full fat organic dairy. Some people do very well with dairy. I can do some cheeses, but I pretty much have to stay away from even like the heavy cream and stuff. Butter is okay for me. Um, so select naturally raised animals, pastured animals. And that's something that I really need to work on next. I need to find a source for like grass fed, at least grass fed, grain finished. Grass fed, grass finished would be great. But not every farm that's a good farm does that. I mean, is that the the A1 top notch thing that you should strive for? Sure. Um, but as of right now, I don't have to have that, but I would like to have something other than a place other than Walmart to buy my meat, basically. So, there are places online that you can go and look for local farms. And so I plan to do that. Okay, next point. Hey, Robin, how's it going? I'm just going over some of the points from the magic peel that really stuck with me, and I'm kind of bored on a Saturday night, so I thought, why not? I'm I'm kind of a spontaneous type person. So when I get inspired, that's when I need to strike. But it's so good to see you, Robin. And I keep meaning to go on and book myself for an interview with you because you sent me your schedule and I haven't. I'm so sorry. Okay. So, um, oh, next point is wild caught and sustainable seafood. So when you're in the store and you see farm raised salmon, farm raised whatever fish, run from that. Don't get that. That's not good. It's you know, also with the eggs and stuff. I've been buying eggs from a girl at work now. I'm happy to report she's selling them to me for $4 a dozen. So not only is that a pretty good price for eggs with hens that were allowed to just go around and eat the bugs and, you know, and worms and stuff. But I mean, they taste delicious. And I was on my first carton and I've already gotten a double yolk. And I've never gotten that before. So I'm like, okay, this is good. This is lucky. Oh, hi, Simpson Johns. How are you? Okay. So, next point was eat nose to tail. Bone broths, organ meats. That's something I need to get into. I need to look into doing is the organ meats. And one way that I have learned in the carnivore community that you can get into that is to actually get some liver, whether it be chicken liver or beef liver, and cut it up into small, say pill size pieces. And then you'll want to freeze it maybe on a cookie sheet or something so they don't stick together. And so then you freeze that. And then once those are frozen individually, then you can put it in a little bag, a Ziploc baggie or something in the freezer and just take one or two out at a time and just pop them like peels. So you're getting actual, real, you know, ingredients from the liver without having to purchase the expensive um, pills. Anyway, eat fermented foods. That is something that I would like to look into as well. I want to try kimchi. Have any of you tried kimchi? If so, any recommendations? Should I make my own? Is there any that I can buy anywhere that anybody likes? Let me know in the comments, please. And then intermittent fasting. So, of course, we all know that's good for us. Keeping that insulin down is key. It's not just about our blood sugar. You can have a perfectly normal blood sugar on your yearly visit to your doctor where you fasted for 8 to 12 hours um, and still be pre-diabetic. So make sure every year that you go to the doctor, they're testing your hemoglobin A1C. And I mean, it would be nice to have a fasting insulin. Most doctors are not going to go for that because that's just not part of what we do, in mainstream medicine. Oh, and by the way, I'm getting ready to go back to my functional medicine doctor. I made me an appointment with her. I'm sitting on my bed, so it's kind of weird because I don't have anything to lean back onto. But made my appointment with my functional medicine doctor. I think it's for April, and I'm really excited about that because she's really the only doctor that's ever helped me. Okay, so kimchi is delicious and spicy. I think I would get it from the Korean store or make it myself. Okay. And Baba. Oh, if you get kimchi, make sure you get the stuff made with cabbage, cucumber. Okay, okay. Thank you. Good ideas. Good ideas. Okay. I'm just going to continue on with my little points from the show from the documentary. Um, Fat powers the mitochondria of the brain much more efficiently than sugar, despite popular opinion. Um, Eating fat does not make you fat, despite what we learned in the 80s, right? And before even, probably from the 60s on. If you remove fat from food, you replace it with sugar. Well, you basically have to replace it with sugar to make it taste good, and that turns to fat, which ironically is what we're trying to avoid, but that's what happened. It's starting in the 1950s, the rising tide of heart disease. 1955, President Eisenhower had a heart attack, and our nation freaked out. Ansel Keys, a pathologist from University of Minnesota, stepped in ever so kindly and said it was caused by saturated fat and cholesterol. Hi, Danny. Okay. Ansel was able to get his beliefs inserted into the AHA, and they came out with their first dietary recommendations telling people to cut back on saturated fat and cholesterol. And these were put out in 1961. They were all based on one study, by the way. That study was his 7 country study, which most of us in the proper human diet community are very familiar with because it was actually not a 7 country study at all. It was actually a 22 country study with data that was cherry picked by choosing the countries who ate lower fat. Countries that he did not go to, ironically, were Germany, Switzerland, and France, just to name a few, because he knew, that that wasn't going to be the case there. Um, so, what was proven coincidentally was that people who ate lower sugar, was that the people ate lower sugar, and what correlated best with incidence of heart disease was increased sugar in diets. Mm, yeah. So, without meaning to, he actually showed from his studies that heart disease and increased sugar consumption were related. I'm sure he didn't report that part. I think people found that much later. For years, many follow up studies were done to try to prove his hypothesis. Billions with a B of dollars were spent. Large clinical trials in veterans hospitals, mental hospitals, which would be very unethical today, um, were done, but they couldn't prove his hypothesis. So basically, that's what we've been doing for, oh, how many years now? 40, about 65 years, almost, well, 60 to 65 years. We have been doing we have been having our recommendations made on this guy's faulty, just garbage study. It's quite unbelievable, really. Um, so this is one of the quotes from the movie. It's time for us to take charge of our nation's health. And that was Tim Noakes said that in 2016. Now, Dr. Tim Noakes, man, that guy, not only is he incredibly brave and bold to say what he does say and to go up against these people in court because he basically had to go to court um, over just stating the truth about food and diet. Um, but yeah, so Dr. Tim Noakes built a case for what was causing non-communicable diseases of modern day, and it was put on trial. Okay, um, non-communicable diseases are diseases such as diabetes, obesity, heart disease, cancer, dementia, and insulin resistance really lies at the heart of all of these diseases. Um, this information has been in the literature per Dr. Noakes. It is not unconventional at all, despite what they want us to think. The NIH invested $700 million to prove that low fat diets reduced heart disease. And that was called the Women's Health Initiative. It was a study that was done in the United States. It was 48,000 postmenopausal women that were followed for 8 years. This study did not find that decreased fat reduced heart disease or cardiovascular disease. They never reported the 8-year data, however, in this study on women and diabetes, even though women with diabetes suffered adverse effects of decreased fat on their diabetes while in the study. So all of our guidelines are based on a lie, once again. But there are people who stand a lot to lose from disproving, the guidelines. They also say in the documentary, we should turn the food pyramid upside down. I've heard that before. And then it showed a little girl, a child with autism named Abigail. Um, her seizures were decreased, or her seizures were diminished, and she was actually speaking in 5 weeks after going on a ketogenic diet. Um, and we are constantly triggering, triggering. We're triggering. We are constantly triggering our insulin. There was a lady in the documentary with cancer of the breast who treated her cancer with a ketogenic diet. Most cancer cells depend on glucose, as you may very well know. Especially most solid tumor cancers, they depend on glucose uh, as a primary source of fuel. And yeah, so she treated her cancer with a ketogenic diet. And she's not the only one. There have been many, many, many people who have. But that's just anecdotal. Um, Insulin causes weight gain. This was Dr. Fung was in the documentary, and he talked about how insulin causes weight gain. He says that he can make anybody fat, and we also did a book review on one of his code, and he says that in the book as well. 19th and 20th centuries, people were dying of infections. Penicillin and other meds were given, but that's not our situation now. We've got that stuff. I don't want to say we've got it licked. We got it nipped in the bud, because there are still infections that are actually caused, or they're actually made worse by our overuse of antibiotics at this point. But now we are getting diseases of the metabolism because we are eating foods that we're eating things that aren't foods, and we're drinking tons of calories. Type 2 diabetes is a dietary disease, leading cause of blindness, amputations, kidney disease, kidney disease and dialysis, cancer, and heart disease. 70% of what we practice in Western medicine is because of diet. Let me repeat, 70% of what we practice in medicine is because of diet. That's just heartbreaking. It's just totally avoidable, Um, I don't know what else to say about that. So, we've taken the same approach of taking a magic pill and applying it to a dietary disease. This is per Dr. Jason Fung. And that's insane. He actually said, "That's insane." And he's right. We're we're taking we're taking the same approach of giving people a pill. It's not an antibiotic. It's not something they're going to be taking for a few weeks. It's a pill that they're going to leave and they're going to take until they die, probably. Even these pills that the drug companies themselves say, you shouldn't take this pill for more than 2 weeks or 3 weeks, or, whatever, 21 days, without, you know, without stopping. You should stop this pill after 21 days. And if you still have symptoms, yada, yada. Okay. doctors will prescribe these pills. Like, for example, Nexium and Prilosec. They're not meant by the drug companies' own admission. They're not meant to be taken that long. And we take them for years without ending until death do us part. Yeah, there's a lot of insanity in this world. But okay, so reading on. These are just all my notes, you guys. Like, this is the stuff that I was just frantically writing down as the documentary went on because it was fascinating to me. And I'm a big nerd. So, just, glad to have you here with me. Yes, Robin, probably more than that. Um, Probably more than 70%, unfortunately. Um, I guess I could go with 70 because there are traumas, there are infections, but also I have to say that a lot of these infections are a result of us not being metabolically healthy enough to fight it off. Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, we're glad to have you anyway. And definitely watch, it'll be up. It'll be under my live section in on my page. So yeah, I'd love to have you watch it later. Um, but yeah, I'm just going over the stuff that I've written down basically. I wanted something to do on Saturday night. I'm bored. Okay. So so that was Dr. Jason Fung's part. And then I went on to write down high carb diets equal a constant flood of sugar, equal a constant flood of insulin. I think this was also Dr. Jason Fung. Um, I'm not sure though because it won't allow me to play the documentary for you guys, so I can't interject my comments. I just have to write or read what I wrote down. Um, Equal the receptors on the cell will downregulate, and this is called insulin resistance, and the body no longer responds well to the insulin. Um, oh, this was Dr. Andreas Einfeld. Excuse me. He's a family, I think it was a man. Yeah, he's a family medicine doctor. He said it's like when you shout loudly. People put their fingers in their ears. Then your body has to produce more insulin to get an effect. And then we prescribe more insulin and more and more and more. And it's insane. It's not working. So why are we giving more? It's not a lack of insulin that's the problem. The insulin's not working like it should be because we're overloading it, overwhelming it. And, just like anything, you do it and do it and do it, and it becomes resistant. Diabetes will cause peripheral neuropathy, gastroparesis, kidney disease, coronary artery disease, and other arterial diseases. People think, oh, I've got heart disease. No, you've got arterial disease and it's everywhere in your body. It just so happens that the only thing that it's really causing, imminent problems with right now is your heart, because that's one of your major important organs. You got the problems with the blood flow to your heart or to your brain, and that's a super, super duper emergency, right? But you can rest assured that all your vessels are going to look pretty much the same. And that's not caused from fat, that's caused from sugar and inflammation. Um, Diabetes also causes skin conditions. Even even when you're not diabetic and you just have insulin resistance, or you just even a mild insulin resistance will cause skin conditions, rashes, and I mean, I know it can make psoriasis worse for sure. Um, and hypertension. Diabetes can also lead to hypertension. And then I wrote down depression and anxiety as well. Um, I think that was something that I just added, but I know that to be the case. Anytime that you have blood sugar spikes, it can lead to um, mental and emotional symptoms. However, it says in the documentary, diabetes can be cured with food. Okay. In nursing school, we were taught that diabetes couldn't be cured. And if you ever had a patient that came in that said they were no longer diabetic, well, they were still diabetic. They just were controlling it with food. Oh, it's kind of like, some of our favorite doctors say, um, you know, if you are poisoning somebody and you take away the poison, are they still being poisoned? You know? Mm, no. Yes, diabetes, the chronic incurable disease, can be cured with diet. Crazy. Exactly. And, it's so funny because I've had people that I work with, these are intelligent people. They have 4-year plus degrees, doctors, nurses. Um, I had a nurse that I was talking with about, how I didn't realize that diabetes could actually be cured. Like, why don't they tell us this? And she just, the whole time I'm talking, and, I'm just kind of rambling on, like, oh, yeah, of course, everybody knows this because, I think if I know it, everybody knows it, right? And she's just looking at me like, and I said, oh my God, you don't know, do you? You don't, you don't know. Oh my gosh. I have really gotta watch myself. Bless her heart. I don't know if she knows to this day. She probably just thinks I'm crazy, and that's okay. Because if I'm crazy, then, as long as I'm feeling great and, I might be crazy. Um, okay, so then the documentary goes on to talk about, Manifest Destiny, where they rounded up all the tribes of Native Americans and gave them commodities such as flour, fat, sugar, and tobacco, killing them slowly. It's concentration camp foods. Maize was introduced into South Africa by the government and made it a staple food. It's essentially like eating a plate full of sugar. Um, Industry completely controls the information coming to the public. This is something else Dr. Noakes said. Tactics that industry funds studies that will confuse the public. You know, that's why they always say, who did the study? Is this information we can trust? First thing I want to know is who did the study? Who funded the study? Because you can make a study say just about anything you want it to. And I am not anti-science by any means. Um, I'm very much pro-science. Hey, Carrie. I'm very much pro-science, but not all science is good science. We have to, be able an important skill in life I've discovered um, is to be able to look at studies and interpret whether it's a good study and we should rely upon that information or whether it's just garbage. And unfortunately, there's a lot of garbage going on out there. And, you know, a lot of these studies, you can't just read part of it. You need to actually read the whole study to determine to draw your own conclusions from it. um, so in 2008, uh, Finney Rand. Oh, 2008, Finney did a randomized controlled trial funded by him. We all know who Finney is, right? Is it Stephen Finney? Yeah, I think is it Stephen Finney, Carrie? I think it is. Um, and half of the participants were keto, half were high carb, low fat. Um, so let's see here. I'm looking at my notes. So he said high fat, low carb outperforms low fat, high carb. BMI went down, abdominal fat went down, triglycerides went down 50% in the high fat, low carb group. um, okay, and then I went on to another topic here. I know this is kind of jumping around, but it's just kind of like my take from watching this. And I encourage you all to go watch it. It was excellent, excellent. Um, so the Global Energy Balance Network is a front for Coca-Cola. And this is an organization that they have come up with. Um, you know, basically they fund a lot of science. And it's just industry funded by Coca-Cola. But when you hear this study was funded by the Global Energy Balance Network, wouldn't you think, oh, okay, yeah, global energy balance. That sounds like it's medical in nature. That sounds like it's important and relevant and trustworthy. No, it's freaking Coca-Cola. Like, come on. I mean, and I used to be the worst Coca-Cola consumer ever. One of the biggest ones. Um, yeah, the problem is that all scientific conferences depend on industry funding. You know, anytime these scientists all have a conference, um, they're funded by eh, brought to you by Coca-Cola, brought to you by Kellogg's. I mean, it's insane. It should be illegal. Like, why is this not illegal? Am I the only person that has a problem with this? Obviously not. I have friends on here. Okay, so then I went on to say HDL, high carb. With high carb, HDL goes down. HDL is your good cholesterol. With high fat, it goes up. We produce carbohydrates in this country in ridiculous amounts. Oh, and this was a really, really cool part of the show. It showed, like, from a bird's eye view, like if you were flying in a plane, um, it showed if you fly from New York to LA, all of the circles and squares on the ground that you see at 30,000 feet is America pumping out carbohydrates as fast as it can. That's infuriating. That is infuriating. But it's what's subsidized. It's what's subsidized. You know, it's what you know, it's what the farmers are given money to produce, basically. If we gave them money to produce more cows, that's what they would produce. You know, they just want to make a living. I did a presentation for work yesterday on relative versus absolute risk. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's Stephen Finney. You're right. You're right. Oh, cool, Carrie. I wish you did you record it? Because that would be neat to see. I would like that. Okay. Excuse me. Hold on. Sorry. My mouth still gets a little dry. That is probably well, this could be because of the cold medicine, but that's one of my only symptoms that hasn't almost completely resolved, is still I have a little dry mouth, but that's okay. I mean, I've even gotten rid of the Raynaud's symptoms that I had before. Um, but I do have a little dry mouth, so, um oh, you have the PowerPoint? Well, maybe you should make a video, Carrie. Homework. Alright, so let's see here. Um, almost every multinational corporation on earth benefits from every person on earth eating a high carb diet. They have money in this, folks. They want us to eat carbs for a reason. It's not because they think that's the good thing to eat. It's not because, they think that it's not because they want to help us in any way. All right. It's because they make money off of it. So LDL, bad cholesterol, it goes up on a high carb diet. Um, and it goes down on a high fat diet, typically. Okay. There people are different. You're going to have different results from me. And, there are lean mass hyper responders, and there's all kinds of different, um, results that come from that. But that's as a general rule. Carbs are cheap to produce, highly profitable, and they keep you hungry. So they keep you eating more and more of those carbs. Um, so you're perpetually hungry. The more saturated fat you eat, the more saturated fatty acids in your bloodstream go down. Let me repeat that. The more saturated fat that you eat, the more saturated fatty acids in your bloodstream go down. I mean, it's it's not what you would think, right? It's just like you would think fat would make you fat. It doesn't. So, feedlot cows are fed grains, and this fattens them up. Um, we need to learn from this, is basically what they said. Um, feedlot cows are fed grains, and that fattens them. It also fattens us. Vegans are right about the unethical treatment of feedlot animals, but plants are fed with bone meal and blood meal. So, in other words, we're not denying, as carnivores or as people who eat a proper human diet, that animals need to be treated better than they are in some of these feedlots. But what a lot of vegetarians don't realize that their plants are fed bone meal and blood meal. So that's not vegan. um, the soil wants dead plants and dead animals to get better, to improve the quality of the soil. That's what improves the soil, dead plants and dead animals. Chickens and ducks eat the bugs and slugs that feed on the plants. I don't know why I wrote that down. Chicken and ducks eat the bugs and slugs that feed on the plants. Okay. You have to understand what agriculture is. You take a piece of land and you clear every living thing off of it, including the bacteria. So all of the plants and animals that are supposed to live there are gone, carpet bombed. It takes fertilizer, insecticides, fungicides, because you are fighting a war. All of this to grow corn, wheat, beans, etc. And meanwhile, you're depleting the soil more and more each time you're planting. The perennial roots make channels for the rain. When you plant annuals, they don't have time to grow long and strong roots. So year by year, you're drawing down the soil. It washes away into the rivers and kills the fish. So your vegetables come with a cost. They kill way more animals than the one cow that is killed for me to eat after it's lived a healthy life, happy life, eating, you know, in the pasture with the other cows. Cows can eat corn about 60 days. Past that, they will die from it, and it will make them very fat very fast. Then that will make people sick too. This is why you want grass fed, grass finished, which I'm going to look into. Okay. I've not realized up to watching this just how important it is to have grass fed, grass finished. I'm going to do my best. I'm going to look into this. You also have many perennial plants and sturdy grasses in these pastures. You slaughter one ruminant animal and many people eat, and the soil improves. That's how we've lived for 2.5 million years. In nature, herbivores live in large groups and they migrate. Regenerative agriculture does this by moving cattle, duplicating that basically. Let's see here. They say grass is 95% sunshine. Herbivores continually prune back. Like cows, for example, continually prune back old growth, and this makes the new growth grow even faster by restarting the metabolic capacity. When grass is continuously pruned by herbivores, it is fermented in the herbivores' stomachs and turned into the most nutrient-dense food in the world. This pruning builds soil, hydrates the land, and actually sequesters carbon. Hey, Russ, how's it going? I'm just being a total nerd on Saturday night and reading all my notes that I took on the Magic Pill documentary. But good to see you, friend. um, let's see here. This pruning builds soil, rehydrates the land, and actually sequesters carbon. All of the rich, deep soils of the planet are under herbivores. This is the mystical cycle of life. This documentary was like music to me, guys. It was beautiful. I was just nerding out the whole time. Thank you, Russ. Talk to you soon. So on the 21st of April, 2017, Professor Tim Noakes was found not guilty. And that was probably one of the highlights in the movie because it showed a lot of his trial and just how ridiculous it was. And, it was infuriating. And he just stayed cool as a cucumber. I mean, I'm sure inside he wasn't feeling that way. But I guess that's about it as far as what the notes that I took on that. But so, anybody got anything to say or want to come on and chat? I'm done with my little book review. Late to the live. Connie, how's it going? So I can put the link in if anybody wants to come on. Robin, Carnivorous Grandma, do you want to come? Connie? Carrie, anybody? We could just have us a Saturday night chat. Y'all, I've been writing, like, trying to write some stuff for some content, and it's just like it's turning into like a journaling exercise, I guess. Um, hey, do you want to come on? You want to come on the live with me? We could just have us a grand old time, y'all. My dogs are barking, but I don't know if y'all can hear it through this. Why not? Okay. Well, let me real quick. Let's see here. Um, let me see how I hold on. Invite. There we go. You know what? I'm going to put this in the chat, and anybody who wants to come on is welcome to, unless you act like a, you know what, and then you'll have to leave. Then I'll put you back in the waiting room. Oh my gosh. Bubba. Now, you know I wasn't talking about Viagra. Listen, with a carnivore diet, you don't need Viagra, okay? That's as raunchy as I'm gonna get. Uh, oh, Carrie says she's in her jammies. I'm in bed too. I'm just hanging out here. My family's all downstairs, so they're all playing their video games and watching their TV, and I was just like, I want to go on and just talk about some things. Oh, excuse me. You all want me to read you my little journal article that I wrote today? It's kind of nerdy. Um, but I'm going to read it to you because I was going to make this a whole video, but it's only like 2 pages. So, excuse me. Okay, so while we're waiting on everybody to join, I'm going to read you my thoughts from today. You know how you have shower thoughts? Well, that's kind of what this was. So I said, my father was a blue collar railroad worker, and my mother, a laboratory technologist with multiple degrees in psychology and computer science, as well as medical technology. My dad was very common sense in his approach to life and had a good sense of people and their motivations, possibly from the school of hard knocks. My mother not only is very well educated, but she was raised on a farm in the hills of Kentucky with 8 brothers and sisters. So she had a lot of common sense and just super tough woman, but soft, not a hardened person. She knows common sense and science and can read you like a book. I suppose this is why I've always been a free thinker, forever questioning and going against the grain. Now, quite literally, going against the grain. um, I became a nurse with enough knowledge to understand how science works and enough education with my 4-year degree to, um, if I can read my own writing. My kids and my husband are down there hollering. I'm glad they're having fun. Um, with enough education for my 4-year degree to something to explore biochemistry and statistics, but most important of all, to learn to find the research and be able to rank or to be able to recognize good sources and good research when I see it. So I have just enough science-based education and a lot of common sense, passed down from my parents, which I personally think is a good mix. I have also been around many with advanced degrees, um, to know that sometimes these people will totally what we call miss the forest for the trees. They'll miss the common sense answers because they know the subject at too high of a level that sometimes they forget, they look over the basics. Like the time my 4-month-old baby went 2 months with a misdiagnosis of laryngomalacia, tracheomalacia, failure to thrive, throwing up everything he ate, when a simple fluid-filled cyst at the base of his tongue was causing the entire problem. Once the cyst was removed in surgery, hang on, guys, I'll let you in. I'm almost done reading this. Once the was removed in surgery, he was perfect. He was a perfect baby after that. Not only, excuse me, I'm getting over a cold. Not only had I gone to multiple specialists, but he was hospitalized for several days, and the obvious was missed. Multiple teams of doctors, at least 10, at least 10 doctors. And that's a mild estimate there. That's a low estimate. This was because once the idea of the diagnosis was planted in their heads, that bias directed their treatment. And while that could be a video in itself and was a very scary time in my life and my family's life, this is only one example of why we need to be our own healthcare advocate or have one there with us at all times. There's not enough time in a doctor's day to fully look into the causes of our problems due to the sheer number of patients and ill health, Medicare and insurance requirements, standards of care that have been developed to help, but that may actually get in the way of prompt diagnoses and actual root cause analysis, which is almost never done. I say all this to say that we can't simply turn our bodies over to any other person, including our doctors. It's our responsibility to learn about how best to care for ourselves. Now, we can hire a doctor to be our partner in health, but we are the decision makers. We're the responsible party. Even if our health problems are not directly our fault, they're our problem. And we have to take responsibility for that. So, and by changing your diet, you can give your body the proper ingredients to build itself, repair itself, and stand a fighting chance. So, there you have it. Journal entry for the day. Now I'm going to let my friends in. Russ, homesick Buckeye, how is it going?
Yeah, yeah,
Robin, carnivorous grandma, how's it going? Bubba, Bubba Rob's carnivore journey.
yeah.
Robert
Well,
Bubba Baker. How's everybody doing?
yeah, I'm okay. I know you really don't want me here. But I'm here anyway. Um,
Now, you better stop that.
I don't know. I've got some technical difficulties, man. I don't know. My computer's still booting up, but no, I'm teasing. You're my girl to the end of the world. One of my
Yay.
uh, one of my keto kitties, my low carb ladies, all of it. You are all of it. Um, Carnivorous grandma, she knows I adore her. She is the Claire Huxtable of this keto community. I love you,
Oh.
sis. You know this. Just you are all the above till you're muted, sis. But yeah, you are all of it, man. Just always just
Oh.
upbeat, classy, smiling, doing that thing, sis. I am. You already know. We talked about this.
And that skin is glowing, okay? Let
Oh,
me just
thank
say
you.
that. Let me just be the first to say.
She is the best. One of my favorites in these keto streets. And my man Bubba, can't leave him out. Baby, we got the blue
Yay, it's
screen. We got my man Bubba
Bubba.
in the building. What's going on, brother? Good to see you.
Yep. Well, we're making plans to come to Nashville, Kim.
Oh,
Nice.
really? Oh,
It-
yeah. I think I saw that message during my sickness. So many messages came through.
no, I talked to my son about it, and I spoke to a buddy of mine, and he's got this cargo van, and we're
Mhm.
thinking about getting the whole van decked out due to my music channel and
Oh, wow.
traveling to Nashville.
Well,
And,
that's cool.
Yeah, make it a road trip and do some drone stuff and music stuff, and have a PA system set up. We're just
We
trying to
love you
work it
too,
all out.
Terry. That sounds awesome.
Hey, listen, I'm gonna go on the road with you too, Bubba, man. Listen, I've been writing blues songs, man. Hey, look, I wrote a little something. You want to hear it?
Sure.
Like to hear it? Here it goes.
Hey, look. I'm doing keto. It's really nice. I don't eat beans, and I damn sure don't eat rice. I'm doing keto. Yeah. I'm doing
Actually,
keto.
I
Can't you
don't think
tell? Oh, and
I
if
don't
you're really, really sick, y'all, get on keto. You'll get well.
I don't think you guys know what I've been up to, do you?
How about that?
That was
Well-
awesome, Russ. I loved it.
Hey, look, did I make the band, Bubba? Did I make the band?
Yeah, but I've actually been doing something quite a bit different with music.
Man, that took
Do you
me
want to hear what
a
it
year and a
is?
half to write that. It took me a year and a half to write that.
You want?
And you
Do you want to hear what it is?
Okay.
Yes. Let's hear.
I was laying in bed one night, and I was listening to this meditative ASMR, and I thought, "What the? I could do that." So I hopped out of bed, put some pedals together, and I started making all this ambient music, and I recorded it, and then I took it to the guy who has been helping me with music theory, and he told me to put it on YouTube. So we took that first video that I recorded with the phone and I put it on YouTube. So what we do is we take every week, we learn something new. I do everything myself. We do all the recording. We put the music to ocean. We go filming. We're getting into doing waterfalls and like drone stuff.
Nice.
And
That's cool.
yeah, it's just quite different, and it's way different than anything I've ever been into. And yeah, it's kind of interesting. And the guy who's been helping me with it, he wants me to put an album together in a couple months, and they were going to release it on a streaming service. And he's got something for me to join where it goes to 140 different streaming services.
Nice.
140. I didn't even know there were 140.
Yeah, I guess this company's called CD Buddy out of Oregon. And you
Good luck,
register,
Bubba. That's awesome.
you register your stuff, and it all goes on like Spotify and that. So it's completely, totally different than anything I've done before.
So what you're trying
That's
to tell me,
awesome.
brother? What you're trying to tell me, brother, is I can't do the blues. Is that what you're trying to tell me, man?
No, I'm a total blues guy.
Yeah, he is.
Well, that's what I
So,
thought, man. That's why it took me a year and a half to write that for you.
but you see, what I've done is I've not, like for years I just played like in the pentatonic scale. Well, now I'm playing in all those different Greek modes and stuff, and it's actually making my total playing better. So when I'm jamming to blues stuff at home, it's actually making me grow as a musician, because your tonality changes, your footprint changes. It's a completely different thing. So, as we grow, as we get older, it's like you're doing with the carnivore thing. You should never be afraid to learn and try something different.
That's right. And you know what? When you eat good food, you feel like trying new things.
Mm-hmm.
That's the
Not
thing.
only that, those ambient channels are getting 30, 40, 80 million views.
Yeah. Right.
Well, I just
Yeah, I
want
mean,
I,
I'm sure
I,
not getting rich on this, but I
yeah,
just, you know.
yeah. I just wanted to get on the mic and do this. So, I mean, come on, man. You're busting my groove here, brother.
It's okay.
you're ruining my dream, man. You're ruining my dream. That's
But
all right. Many have ruined my dreams, brother. Just give me a minute. Just
Poor
give me.
Russ.
So
but
I just want to say something about what Bubba just said. Hi, Bubba. I'm Robin.
Hi,
Nice to meet you.
you too.
One of the things that's really been on my mind lately is, you were just talking about like not doing things, like doing the carnivore diet, people saying like, I can't do that. I'm not going to be able, I would never be able to just eat meat or even keto. When I was on keto, a lot of people were like, I could never just, eat meat and vegetables. I mean, it's crazy that people are, and I can say that I was one of those people too, that would be like, I could never
Same.
do a thing without ever trying to do a thing, right? Saying like blocking yourself out before you even try. So I'm really like, for some reason, that's really resonating in my mind these days. Like, how
Yeah.
concerned I am about people saying I could never do something that you have never tried.
Well,
And you should at least try a thing before you block yourself out and say, I can't do it.
well, I'll tell you a little story. I had a pretty severe health scare about 4 or 5 months ago. So I backed off a lot of things, and I kind of backed off my YouTube channel because that health scare reactivated my PTSD and I wasn't really into it. I actually had to shut my business down because of it. There's all sorts of shit that went on, right? But the one thing you always got to do is you got to be able to put your big boy or big girl pull-ups on when you can get your mind clear and kind of move forward. Now, I don't know if anything will ever come out of the music stuff. And to be honest with you, I don't really care. But what I care about is on my bucket list. I've always wanted to go to Nashville, Memphis, and Clarksdale because they are the important homes of the blues. And I've been a huge blues fan since I was a kid. My mom bought me tickets to go see Stevie Ray Vaughan when I was 18. I saw Johnny Winter 3 times. I mean, just Buddy Guy 4 times, a ton of stuff. And we don't know if we're going to be here tomorrow. So I was, my buddies were, some of the guys I do business with were kind of teasing me because one of the things that happened a few weeks ago is I blew the head gasket in my 4x4, and it's a pretty major setback. And so they were teasing me, and they said, "Oh, you need to get a gigging van and put all your guitars in it and go busking." And I started thinking, that might not be such a bad idea. I mean, So my friend Channing, he's got a 1-ton work van that's just sitting there, and he was teasing me a couple days ago. We were in Starbucks, and I said, "What are you doing with that van?" He goes, "Oh, nothing. We don't have enough work to put somebody in it to go make some money." I said, "Why don't you give me that van for a while?" He goes, "What do you mean?" I said, "Well, you told me I needed to get like a gigging van." He goes, "Yeah." I said, "Well, maybe we should do that." I said, "There's all these festivals and folk things going on and these craft things. Like there's these big tours all over British Columbia and stuff." And he says, "You got an idea." I said, "Yeah, I know." He says, "We should get the van wrapped and have like the Ocean ASMR Blues Bubba Rob van wrapped."
Oh, wow. That's cool.
That sounds
And
awesome.
and he's also got a connection with someone who's got a storefront right where the cruise ships come in here. So he might
Oh.
be able to get us a spot to where we could get set up and play for when the cruise ships come in. So
Oh, that's really cool.
yeah, so because I started doing the carnivore thing and the carnivore YouTube thing, and my son was doing YouTube in Japan and he was very successful at it. It kind of got us started to where now we're actually recording the music in a proper digital audio workstation. We're recording in stereo now. We're learning all of this stuff and adding different types of footage that we would never have dreamed of getting into. Right? So
Yeah.
you have to open up your mind to want to do something. And if somebody tells you can't do it, you just got to go give them the big FU, pardon the expression, and just go for it, right? I mean, what are you living for if you're going to live in a shadow?
Yeah.
It just doesn't do anything. Like, as far as if people don't, if they're already defeating themselves before they start something, then you know what? Don't even worry about them. Just move on. They have to fix
Yeah.
themselves.
I hear you. That's all wonderful. But let me tell you something else that you know is true. But a man has got to know his limitations.
Yeah.
A boy thinks he can do anything. A man knows better. And I will leave you with wise words. The coward lives to tell how the brave man got killed.
Did you ever study philosophy, Russell?
Russell is philosophy.
I'm a D student. I don't study. I have a PhD in tomfoolery. I went to the School of Hard Knocks. I did my major was hijinks, and my minor was ridiculousness. So
See,
yeah,
I've been studying philosophy for probably about 20 years now. And I also used to work at a maximum security institution with some extremely dangerous people that came through this province. Plus, I've been in business for myself. I am very much a student of human nature. That's what I do. I continually scan. It's programmed in my being. And the one thing I've learned from the philosophy and is that if people have already defeated themselves, you can't save them. You just got to be willing to pack up and go. If they see you making a change for the better, they may take the chance. Right? That's all you can do.
there you go.
You can't force anybody to do anything.
And I think I have really had a lot of surprise, a lot of surprises lately with people that I haven't tried to get to do what I'm doing, but they just see me doing it. And just being that example, just that quiet example, I've had several people come up to me, including my own family members, and say, hey, I'm incorporating more meat into my diet. Hey, I'm trying to eat more whole foods. I'm trying to stay away from sugar. And, any little thing like that is going to be a benefit to your health. So, I mean, just the fact that I can lead anyone in any way to improve their health.
Right.
It sounds crazy. I'm a nurse. I should be able to do that, right? But that's not the focus in medicine today. It's
Well,
it's a different type of.
People react to sermons they see way differently than sermons they hear.
Yeah.
It's just real life, so that's what evangelism is. I mean, and people are reached in different ways. So some people won't read it in a book. Some people, won't listen to it when you tell them, but they watch and they see. They'll react to that. Some people need, some humor.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
And that's where
Hey,
rest
look,
comes in.
I'm gonna take you back to 1969. A spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. I think hey, that's Nancy
Yep.
Pop. A spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down.
Wasn't
Okay,
that Mary Poppins?
that's Mary Poppins, baby. Your
Mhm.
boy is giving you Mary Poppins right live in Technicolor on the screen, baby. That's how I do it. I'm versatile with this thing. I'm versatile. But yeah, so a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down in the most delightful way. So yeah, sometimes there's different ways to get it, and that's what makes our keto space so beautiful. There's all different people from all different walks of life doing it all different ways. It's not a weakness, it's a strength. Ketogenic living is for everybody. Get on that keto road. It's a 10-lane highway. Pick a lane, pick a speed, get on the road. Thank you and good night.
That's right. I think that's right. I think, and
That
what you
is
guys are
right.
saying is, I definitely don't want to be a person who is going to shut myself out of opportunities to do amazing things. I think about, just having the YouTube channel. I started keto. I started carnivore in February, but I didn't start my YouTube channel until like August. Because I knew I wanted to start one, but I was like too scared to start it.
Yeah.
Because I said, well, I'm
Yeah.
never going to do that. I can never, I can never start a YouTube channel about carnivore diet. That sounds crazy. So I do not want to block myself out of amazing opportunities to be hugely successful, and by saying I could never. That's
Hey,
just
Yeah.
not
I love
something
it.
that's going to be in my
Shout out to
vocabulary.
my man D Cade. My man D Cade is in the building. That's Dustin Cade, Keto Simple. That's my brother. Look, good to see
Hey,
you,
Keto
brother.
Simple.
Good. That is my man. Good to see you, man. He's a great guy. Go check out his channel, like, subscribe. Yeah, he's a good dude. He's a big tent guy. Just like me, come one, come all,
Yeah.
and that's what I'm all about. And listen, I'll share a little something here while we're caring and sharing tonight. I made a video, put it on my channel today. People can go check it out if they want, but I'll give a little spoiler. I had a big non-scale victory today, and a scale victory, and some evangelism, baby. I in them streets doing the work, man. So
Right in
I'm
the
gonna
YouTube streets.
yeah, I am going. No, I was in the real streets today. I was literally in the streets today. But I'm gonna just capsulize it. If you want to see the real story, and of course the way only I can tell it, you can go to the channel and check it out. But I'm having a great day today. I got my family here. Okay, these are Seventh-day Adventist vegetarians. Okay, that I got a house full of them over here. My people, I love them, and they're real cool. They're not those kind of vegetarians. My brother was in there helping me. Listen,
My best friend is a vegetarian. One of my very
Listen.
best friends. So
my brother was earlier in there helping me bag up ground beef. Okay, that's the kind of vegetarians that I got. Okay, so yeah,
well, my
they're
best
cool.
friend cooks her husband, or well, not her husband, her fiance, meat.
Yeah.
And she's a
So
vegetarian.
I went to Costco today, and I went in Costco today, and I've never been in a Costco. Frankly, hey, it gets greater later, and I'm gonna just capsulize. I got my Keto Palooza shirt on that I got. I know you got one. You got one just like this too, Kim.
Mhm.
We got from Keto Palooza. I happen to have it on today, and I'm gonna just fast forward through some things. I decided to go to Costco today. A little dirty secret: all my Costco video hauls or grocery hauls, those were deliveries. I didn't actually go to Costco. And the fact of the matter is, before Keto Palooza in Louisville, I went in a Kroger's. I was stuck there for a few days, had to get some groceries, went into Kroger's. That was the first time I'd been in a grocery store in almost 7 years. Okay. for a few reasons. One, because I'm lazy, it's what it is. But mostly because I couldn't. My mobility wasn't good enough for me to do that. So I just couldn't do it. But at Keto Palooza, I decided I was going to, and I was a little beat up because I've been there for 3 days, a lot of walking, standing. I was a little sore and stuff, but I just decided I'm going to do it. So I went in and did it. About killed me, but I made it. It's fine. And I decided, I'm going to do that. I'm going to start going to the grocery store once a week and, just doing that. So I started doing that. And I had as part of Costco, you get membership, you get a 2% rebate check every year for what you spend in Costco. I threw mine away last year because there's no way. You have to use it in the store with your ID card, your ID. I couldn't even make it. You're looking at a dude that 8 months ago couldn't get his trash to the curb. Okay. So yeah, I couldn't make it through the parking lot of Costco, let alone, in there in Costco. So I threw it away. Well, I got my check this time, and it's like January, and I held on to it, and I said, this year, I'm going to the Costco. I'm going to go in there and use this check this year. So that was, and I put it down under some papers. Well, fast forward until today, actually a couple of days ago. I do my weigh-ins once a month. Got a weigh-in coming up on the 15th, but I did it early, and I made a video tonight, posted it, an early weigh-in edition, because I felt so great. I wanted to sneak and see how much I weighed, and I decided to weigh in, and I was down 6 pounds from 498 to 492, feeling great, feeling light, feeling strong. Believe it or not, I'm walking on air. But no, I'm not. I'm really not. But okay, so I was like, oh, that's cool. And I still got another week to go, from before my weigh-in. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to post the weigh-in this week. I'm going to do that this week. And I saw that gift certificate laying there, and I said, today I'm going to Costco. I feel great. I'm on the go. So I got in my car, went to Costco. I will never again in life go to Costco on a weekend. Okay.
Yeah, don't ever do that, Russ.
I will never do
Go
that.
early Saturday morning.
I'm going at 1:00 on a Tuesday afternoon. That's what I'm gonna do. I mean, that's it was nuts. I mean, bonkers.
Yeah.
Okay, but I'm here. I'm gonna do it, man. I never seen anything like it. So I get out. Now I don't have a card because I've been a member for years, but I've always done it online. Got online, so I don't have a membership card. So can't get in. Got to go. She's like, you got to go around there. So I go around there, stand in line. Now keep in mind, these are in my mind. I'm thinking these are like sands through the hourglass here. I can only walk and stand for so long. Okay, before we have a little issue here, because I mean, I'm still 492 pounds. Okay, it's like So I'm standing there, but I'm feeling good. Get my picture, get my ID, go back around, go in, get a cart, walk in. Now the groceries are all the way in the back of Costco arena. Okay, because that's what this basically is. It's not a shop, it's not a store, it's an arena. So I'm all the way back to the back of the arena, but I'm feeling good. Everything's good. I get back there, get my stuff. They had my oxtails. I was able to load up on those. I get up to the front. I'm standing. I'm still feeling pretty good. Little bit of pain in my left ankle and foot it's always bugging me, but I'm feeling great. I get in line, go through line. There's a guy standing in front of me in the line. Now this is where it gets great. This is where it really is awesome. There's a guy standing in front of me in the line. He's a big dude like me, not quite my size, but a big guy. And he looks at my shirt, my Keto Palooza shirt. And he's paying, and he says to me, excuse me, sir. Do you mind if I ask you, how much do you weigh? I said, I don't mind at all. I said, I'm going to tell you how much I weigh now. I'm going to tell you how much I used to weigh. And then I'm going to tell you about this keto life that saved my life, changed my life. And it's a miracle I'm even here standing here talking to you today, because 6 months ago, I couldn't have. Probably 6 weeks ago, I couldn't have. I said, but anyway, so the lady's like, sir, because we're like talking, we're chatting up. She's like, sir, you need to pay. I'm holding up the line and everything. Talking, life.
Quick there.
Listen, couldn't find my gift ticket. I'm like, where's my gift? Where's my check? Couldn't find it. Just paid for the stuff. He subscribed to my channel in the line at Costco.
Nice. That's
He's
awesome.
like, I want to know more about this, man. I tell me what you're doing, how you're doing it. I said, hey, here's the channel. He subscribed right there in the line of Costco. I pay for my stuff. The lady says to me, one of your oxtails didn't have a price on it. He had to go back to the back of the store, which is literally the back wall of the store, okay, to get another oxtail. Can you just stand over there by the? And I didn't hear anything after she said, "Can you just stand?" Okay, so now by this time my back is hurting just a little, just a teensy little bit, but I'm good. I'm good. I'm strong. I'm a soldier, right? A keto soldier on the battlefield. Okay, so. So I go over there, stand over there. They bring me the oxtails up there. I'm doing good. I'm on my way to the car, and I pass the food court where everybody, and there's got to be 100 people there, and they're, man, pizzas and big sandwiches and big, tall, sugary drinks, and it just, I don't know how to describe it. Like came over me like a wave, and I was just like, that was my life 8 months ago. 9 months ago, whatever it is, I don't even know, less than a year ago. That was my life. I'd have been right there knocking down that pizza and drinking that sugary drink and those sandwiches. And most of the people over there were, larger people, no doubt about it. And it just hit me about how many people we have to share this with, and what a world is out there that doesn't know anything about our message, about our lives, any of that stuff, man. So all of it just came crashing down. Not only the significance of how far I've come, but the significance of how far there is to go. And I went out and I sat in my car, man. I just kind of soaked it in, for a few minutes, man. So, and then I'm like, man, I can't wait to get home and make this video. I can't wait to come home and make this video. So I made a video, posted it, and that's all. I know I got a little rambly, but I had something to share. I had to share. I had to put that
love
up
it.
today.
That's awesome.
And that's awesome when you get that inspiration. And as a fellow YouTube enthusiast, it's just like you just have to get it out. I mean, I wrote that dorky little journal post earlier, and I was like, I have to have this on YouTube. I don't know if it's going to help anybody, but it needs to be on YouTube. It was my thought in my head that was just so important it had to come out.
Yeah, you
It's
gotta do
probably the
it, man.
stupidest thing I've ever written. I don't know.
Listen,
May
listen,
not mean anything to anybody.
yeah, and I understand exactly where Robin's comes from. I didn't want to even have a channel. Didn't want to start a channel. Had no plans of starting a channel. Didn't want one. Sometimes I think I still don't want one, but that's a story for another day. But, I'm so glad I did, and I know I've touched people's lives. I've gotten the messages.
Yeah, for sure.
I know I've helped people, and that's what it's about, man. So, do it your way. I come out here, I sing my song in my voice, in my style.
That's right.
I'm not worried if anybody else is singing along. I'm not worried if anybody else doesn't like my style or my sound or my tune, even though I got them golden pipes, baby. I got them golden pipes. Okay, but still, maybe it's not your cup of tea or whatever. I don't care. Then I'm not, all I care about is you find somebody who is. If I'm not your style, find somebody that is your style and get in with them. But man, people will identify with you no matter what your style, no matter what your flavor. Somebody somewhere will look at you and be like, man, I like that lady. I like that guy. I hear what they're saying. That's me. I think the same thing, or I know what you mean. And again, one person is enough. I know for a fact I've changed one life. I'm playing with house money from here.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. There's a lady that watches my channel, and I have to talk about her because I don't know, she just started watching me. And then I started seeing her posting on Facebook about trying a carnivore diet and going sugar free and all of these things. And she's an educator, so she's constantly teaching and putting the information out there on Facebook. And it's just so inspiring to think that you influenced somebody to change their life for the better. It's like such an incredible thing, and like you said, if it's just one person, hey, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm happy.
Yeah,
But
you're going to attract your tribe too, like I've been talking about that on a recent video. Unlike you guys, I have always loved YouTube. Like I've always wanted a YouTube channel. By no stretch of the imagination did I think I would be talking about the ketogenic diet, never mind the carnivore diet. I thought that was crazy, and that's not even really, like, I keep trying to add other aspects of my personality to my channel because I'm like, I'm not the carnivore diet. I'm Kim. I like this and I like that. I'm a whole
Yeah.
person,
Right.
But for some reason, this is just what keeps coming up for me because it's just changed so much. I mean, so much for me.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys, they probably didn't see the beginning of the video. If you didn't see the beginning of the video, you can always go back on my channel and watch it before my friends joined here when I was just talking to myself. But basically, I'm off of all medications, including Adderall. Adderall, y'all. Like legal. Well, we're not going to say that. That could be. We all know it's an amphetamine, okay? It's not easy to come off of Adderall. I'll just tell you that right now. It's not easy. It's not something I wanted to do because it sucked, but I can do hard things. And, the more, the better I feel, the more fatty meat I eat, the better I feel. The better I feel, the more I want to, tell people about it. And the more I want to come off of this medication and that medication. And before I knew it, I was down to Wellbutrin, which I had been on for 21 years.
Wow.
So for the first time in 21 years, I'm taking 0 medications. I used to joke around and call myself a pill popper.
Beautiful.
Like jokingly. I didn't take any illegal pills. I took the pills the doctors gave me. And Tylenol. I was the biggest Tylenol popper that ever was. But now I don't need it. I used to wake up and automatically take 1,000 milligrams of Tylenol every day. And that was just to get out of bed.
Wow.
I would get out of bed. The bottom of my feet would hurt so bad. I felt like I couldn't walk for the first 30 minutes. I'd just be like, oh, and then trying to straighten up when I got up out of the chair was just like, oh God, I mean, it was horrible. I felt like I was like an old woman. And now I just hop right up, honey. I'll just drop right down into a squat. I'll stay there for a while. I squat almost every day, like get in like a what do you call it? Do like a duck walk almost, because it's healthy for you to do that. It's good for you to be able to do that. And I can still do it, so I'm going to keep doing it.
But let's be fair. You're only 3 feet tall, so it's really not. It's not
I
really.
mean, it's not much of a drop, but I'm dropping it low here and there.
Hey, listen, I can drop it too. I just can't pick it back up.
You just can't pick it back up.
Yeah. I have no problem with the downs. It's the upside problems with. Okay, so but just one nitpick thing. I'm just nitpicky thing. Carnivore diet is ketogenic. Okay,
Yes,
listen, a lot of people like to listen. And hey, since I'm and another thing, you don't just draw your tribe, sis. You draw some haters too. Okay, you draw them too. But that's
whatever.
the thing. in my
Listen, they like to call over on TikTok. They like to call me. They like to say, "Whose grandma is this?" Change my name like carnivorous grandma did, and that way it's like, okay,
it is what it is.
And
look, now you change your
I'm
name
not a
to
grandma
carnivorous.
yet, but I'd be proud to be one day.
Yeah, change your name to carnivorous grandma's friend. But no, man. But this just I'm a big tent guy, and we're all ketogenic people to me. Some people want to segregate and separate
Proper
them.
human diet. That's what I'm gonna
And
start
some
calling it.
people will get angry if you call them ketogenic, or we're not ketogenic, we're carnivore, this and that. I ain't got time for that foolishness. We're all ketogenic
makes
diets,
sense.
we're all ketogenic people, and we want everybody to hear the message. If you want to segregate yourself into a group, and that, I understand it's cliquish, and
It's exclusive.
people
It's
get their views and
exclusive.
hey, God love you. I love you, sis.
No.
I don't have any. My label is ketogenic, and that's the label I rock with. And I don't care whether you're 0 carb or 90 carb or whatever. Like I said, that's one guy's opinion and stance on it, and I rock with that. And haters, you can find me at Homesick Buckeye channel.
Click it up or click it down. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
It's
that's
all the
right.
same.
Like it, don't like it,
As long as
whatever.
you're watching.
That's where I will be. So yes, but man, I don't choose to, participate in all those labels and stuff. I'm ketogenic. If your diet is high fat, high protein, low carb, we are family. That's just how I feel about it. And I'm gonna break some other news tonight, Kim. I'm gonna break some news for the fans that are out there watching on a Saturday night. My girl, Nurse Kim, my ride or die, she's gonna be co-hosting as part of a rotation with me on the Keto Cookout coming up here. We were making some changes to the Keto Cookout. My brother Adam Lacey is moving on to greener pastures and bigger things, and so I'm gonna have a rotation of co-hosts that host the show with me on a regular basis, and my ride or die Nurse Kim is going to be rocking with your boy, along with several other people who I'm not going to reveal today, but will reveal in the future. And I'm excited about it, and we'll talk about it more on the Keto Cookout Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Be there or be square. We grilling, baby.
That's
Baby.
awesome.
See, that's the first time I've ever said that, Russ.
No, it's not. You've been on the show
Yes, it
before.
is. I've been on the show, but I never said it.
I haven't ever said it either, Russ.
Okay, well,
When I was on the
now's
show,
about
I
a
didn't
good
get a chance to say it.
now's about a good time.
We grilling, baby.
I
But
love
gotta
it.
come back
I
on
love
the
it.
show.
And listen, sis, you can come on the show anytime you want. You're welcome. And with all due respect, I know what time you go to bed, or I'd have hit you up too, man. Listen, you can't do the show in your fuzzy pajamas, sis. You can't do that. You can't. She got the footies and everything, y'all. She can't. You know what I'm saying? But listen, anywhere I'm at, you welcome to be in these keto streets. But hey, look, you already know what that's about. So
Awesome.
Yeah, Jonna, before I used to say I was allergic to all statins in my medical record, I tried every one of their stupid statins, and they made my muscles hurt and just ache all over so bad. It's like poison to my system. So after that, I said, just put on my chart, I'm allergic to all statins. So
yeah, I love that.
Me too. They tried to put me on one. I might have taken a couple of pills, and I was like, why would I take this when I knew that the keto diet would get rid of my hypertension, and it did.
yeah.
Listen, I'm allergic to doctors, so I didn't even get there. I didn't even get that far.
He ain't ever been to a doctor.
I'm just allergic to
Dr. Hendry gave me the highs first time I met him, so I can't. Shout out to my brother Doc Hendry. Love him, brother. I'm just kidding. That's kidding, man. That's my brother. He no hives. That's a joke.
I love Dr. Hampton. He is the nicest man.
Yeah.
He is somebody who, I've met a lot of people in the ketogenic community, doctors included. And I mean, they've all been nice, but Dr. Tony Hampton was just that person that, I just felt like I knew him. I'm like, he's just a doctor at the hospital I work at. Like, that's what it felt like. It was like I was talking to an old friend. He's just a great guy, and he's super intelligent and really an asset to this community.
Is anybody else having static when Kim is talking?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't hear
Sorry,
any
guys.
from anybody else, just you. But
Yeah, she's kind of sounding like Rod Stewart or something.
Yeah.
Okay, is it any better? Or?
No,
You may go out and come back in. You sound
but
like
you look a lot more like Bonnie Riot, though.
yeah.
Okay, what about now?
No, it's a
That's
microphone. Yeah. Sounds like a I know you got that Cricket Mobile Internet.
Anyways,
You got Hank on the wheel out there. Kentucky with that internet. Feed them hamsters. Feed them hamsters.
anyways, I gotta get going here, you guys.
You're not here. Echo.
Can you
Anybody
hear
else
me?
hear Echo?
I gotta get going here.
Oh, okay, Bubba. Bubba said he's got to go.
So, anyways, you guys take care, and I'll talk to you all soon, and be good.
Good to see you, brother. Good to see you, man. Good luck.
Nice
with
to
your,
meet you.
Okay, love you all. Okay, bye-bye.
Hey, brother. Love you, brother. Yes, we're down to Bubba. But,
Okay, is it any better?
yes, that's definitely better.
I don't know. I don't know what it was. Could you make out what I was saying?
Yeah, it was just really staticky.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry about that.
Like an old school 1970s FM radio when you're out of distance. You
Well,
know how that was?
I'm from the 70s, okay? So I can't
Man,
help
we got
it.
some people. We got some people popped in. I see my man Rick out there. Quack quack to the duck slayer. My man is in the building.
Rick,
I see my girl, my sister Laura Russell. I see her popped in the stream there. Love you, sis.
Yeah.
And
I was going to ask Carnivorous
Red's out
Dude,
there. I
where
saw
is he
Carnivorous
from?
Dude. Carnivorous
Where's
Dude,
he from? Mhm.
Columbus,
He
man.
said
The
something about my
Buckeye City.
Kentucky. Okay.
Yeah, my man Carnivorous Dude is from the Buckeye City. OH, brother. OH. Hey, we got a Wolverine on the panel, but it's be nice to
hey,
animals.
watch out now. Watch out. We won
got
this
a
year. Nah.
Listen, yes.
There he is.
It's be
Hey,
nice
Rick.
to animals week. So I gotta be nice to the Wolverine this week on this.
You said you were a big tent guy. Come on.
Yeah.
That's
Where's that big
keto,
tent at now?
not for wild feral animals. Okay, that's that's different. I'm kidding. You know, listen, if the whole Wolverine kingdom was burning down and I had to say one Wolverine, it'd be you. How about that?
I'm not sure how to take that.
From a Buckeye, you can't get better credit than that.
Okay.
I'm teasing
Christina
you.
hasn't been to a doctor in 10 years.
She is down under. She's an Aussie. Aussie.
Well,
That's my girl, Christina. Good to see you, sis.
she's probably the healthiest one of all of us.
Yeah, she is she has patients and stuff. She does nutrition counseling. And look, you can put in the chat what you do, sis. I don't want to say it wrong because, I ain't got no sense. I'm a D student. I would probably say the wrong thing. So,
hey, Rick, is it better now?
Yeah, you're much better. And
Okay.
Rick should talk, man, because that dude right there, you want to talk about a microphone from 1943, buddy, he's got one. I'm telling you. One time we were on a stream, we laughed so hard, man. We roasted him for about an hour straight. He sounded like he was broadcasting from the moon. I'm telling you. I'm serious. He sounded like he was on a space shuttle.
I actually have a really nice microphone. It's one of those like Yeti or whatever. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
But I'm sitting in my bed. I have you guys I have my MacBook on a little table, so I keep rocking you back and forth. Yeah, it's not my normal streaming location. So, and actually I just bought this little microphone, but it will only plug into a like it's got an iPhone little piece.
I have that same thing.
Thunderbolt.
It plugs
Thunder-
into the bottom of the iPhone.
It doesn't plug into my MacBook though.
Right.
So.
Yep. I have the same thing.
And then I have this
Are you
little
using-
thing.
Are you using your cell phone?
I'm using my AirPods. I'm using my MacBook.
Oh, gotcha, gotcha. Because I was, what kind of cell phone do you have?
An iPhone.
Yeah, there's a piece of software that I use. I'm using it now called Camo, CAMO, and it allows you to use any cell phone as a camera to broadcast, through your computer. It kind of sits between your computer and the phone. So I load it on my laptop, and I just have this is just a Samsung Galaxy phone, and I plug it to the computer, and this software, integrates and puts it in the StreamYard. But I can use the camera anywhere, Zoom call, StreamYard, whatever.
Mhm.
Just direct. It's pretty cool.
iPhone can do that as well. Mhm.
Yeah, it works on the iPhone, all that. Because I
I
found
mean, why would I need that though with my
you don't, but you can
MacBook?
use the microphone from the phone too. If it,
My MacBook will actually let me do that on here now. But I wonder if I could plug. I don't know. I just haven't experimented with it. I could
and I have
probably
more,
plug
and I
this
have
whole
more,
thing in.
and I have more control
Yeah.
of the camera too. I can move. So, like, I'm guessing your camera's in your MacBook,
hmm
so you don't really have any control over the camera. Like, if you wanted to move it over, but you have to move your whole MacBook and all that. Like, if I wanted to adjust the camera, I could move it up or down or sideways, or move it over, turn it around, flip it around, anything without moving my computer or touching my
Yeah.
computer. I could put it on a tripod. I could put it on a tripod across the room, anything I wanted to do. So it gives you control, because a lot of people have cameras and stuff in their laptops. Maybe they're not the best quality, and if you want to change your view, you got to basically pick up your laptop and move it around. So.
Yeah.
Oaktown Girl can see the comments now because I told her to go to your channel, Nurse Kim.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah.
This concludes the technical portion of the show.
When we finish troubleshooting, we will be back.
Yeah.
Rick says we're my 1978 stereo.
Man, that dude lives. Hey, my man Rick lives in a time machine. Okay, I'm telling you, man. If you listen, he's got it all. A rotary phone. I mean, he's got.
I mean, it wasn't too long ago to me.
Yeah. One time we were on a stream. It was hilarious because Rick is hilarious, folks. He is that dude. He's like, oh, I'm just reading the paper, and he had a newspaper. It had like I can't remember if it was a Kmart ad or a Montgomery Ward ad or something like that. And I'm like, and he showed the date. The date was like 1971 or something.
Wow.
He's like, oh, I got a room full of these. My dad used to read the paper or something. He was telling me, I got them stored in there. I got all these newspapers from 50 years ago. Oh, we were laughing so hard, man. He's a good dude.
So the comments are coming from all three channels, guys, and that's why you can't see them all. But I'm trying to show several. I show a lot of them just to you're here. We want you.
Hey, listen, we appreciate you. You can be doing a lot of things at 9:30 on a Saturday night. It just goes to show you how many
here with us.
That's exactly. It just goes to show how many people out there don't have lives just like us. Thank you and good night.
Oh, that's awesome.
This is the life I love. This is the
tonight.
life I love. I don't
Love
need
it.
any. I don't need to go to a bar to have fun.
Oh yeah, I'm like this all the time, sis. This is me. This is not a performance act. I am crazy, like that glue.
Oh God, no! Listen, carnivorous dude, that is not possible. I'm sorry. No hate to carrying them, but I was like, oh my God, we got another hour of this. Replay, and I was like, why? Why is it echoing? It's just, I love them. I love them.
My family is here. They're out there watching a movie or something, and my nieces are here. And they always, whenever they come to Uncle Russ's house, they always bake cookies. Okay, chocolate chip.
Oh.
It's like a thing, and it's like the whole house smells like the Nestle Toll House Bakery. So that's also why I did an early weigh-in too, because I don't know what I'm going to weigh tomorrow. But in any event, I went out this time and I bought some chocolate chips sweetened with allulose, and I got some allulose. I got like a 4-pound bag of allulose, and I said, this time you can make Uncle Russ a batch of more, keto friendly cookies, and I will have some of those. So we're gonna do that.
Well, good. Okay, I have to answer this question real quick because
Go ahead, Robin. Go ahead. I know she's. Go ahead, Robin.
Is his name Ed?
Ed,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, Ed. I'm in Lexington. I'm actually from Western Kentucky. I'm from Madisonville, Hopkins County, but I live in Lexington. So I've lived in Lexington for a long time. So my accent is from a little bit everywhere, and then I married a guy from Eastern Kentucky, so that made my accent even worse because his is really quite significant. So anyway, I had to answer that. Now,
go ahead, Robin. Go ahead, Robin.
And get in his.
I don't know what I'm supposed to be commenting on. What did I miss?
Yeah. Look, come on, sis. You know who you're talking to. I gotta. Oh, I know what a
cookies?
means. Yeah, I know what a mean. It sounds. I know what that means. Okay. Yeah. Who you playing with? Don't play with me. Don't play with me. Hey, look.
Nobody else even caught that, Russ.
Oh, because I'm me. Okay. Hey, and nobody else on this panel has spent 54 years around black women. Okay. I don't think so. I'm just saying. I got to. So yeah, speak your mind, sis. You know we family. You can't. You what?
It's hard. It's hard. But I think you made a great choice though, like getting the Bake Believe and doing the more ketogenic type of a cookie. But yeah, Toll House
Next time, get some keto chow. I've been making cookies out of that here and there.
You clean that up real nice, sis. You clean that up real nice, sis. That's love. That's love right there. She loves me, family. That's what
I
do. Oh Lord.
YouTube is.
Oh my gosh, Rick said disco duck, and that just started running through my head. Oh my God.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and let me hide this so you can see everybody's channel names. So I am Nurse Kim at Nurse Kimberly Lane. Come on over and see me. Homesick Buckeye. How come your channel name's not up there?
I don't know.
If you just search for Homesick Buckeye.
Everybody knows me.
You find them.
Yeah, now. Yeah, everybody don't know you.
Nurse too. Laura's a nurse too, by the way.
Okay. Hi, Laura.
She's in Illinois.
Robin is at Carnivorous Grandma.
Yes.
So
I put something
if you're not following us, come on and follow us. We'd love to have you. Come on.
Yes, like everybody. I am already subscribed to everybody's channels on the panel. Have been forever. So if I could look, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna unsubscribe just so I can subscribe again. How about that?
Just don't forget to go back and subscribe again. That's all.
Yeah. So look, and these are these are two of my favorite people. Look, hey, we can make us a nice Big Daddy sandwich right here on the screen. It'd be all right with me.
Oh, good. Did you see that? Now, Russ.
Oh, I love it.
We don't eat sandwiches, okay?
This is a Big Daddy sandwich. It's a whole different kind of thing. It's a whole.
I hate a sandwich, you guys. I got to tell you about this sandwich I had. Oh my gosh. So Christy at Meeting Wellness made these buns.
That is my girl. I just talked to her today. Love her. Shout out to her.
They were like, what did she call them?
The cloud
buns. Yeah. Garlic buns. They were garlic buns with Parmesan. I made some heart attack catfish. Thank you, Rick. Heart attack catfish. Put that catfish on that bun with some hot sauce. Now, Homesick Buckeye. Russ, you're going to know what I'm talking about. The fried catfish on the white bread with the hot sauce. Oh,
I use the mild, but yes. I use the mild hot sauce, but I got you. But hold on a minute. Okay, are you familiar with Ketogenic Woman?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's she makes those flour buns all the time. Like that's where I think Christy got it from. But yes, they're
I don't
great.
know where they came from, but I was like,
Yeah.
because usually I have to make the big loaf, the indigo Neely
Yeah.
bread, the whole loaf. But that was just like you just whipped it together, and then you had a sandwich, and it was so good.
Yeah, she told me about that.
Look at some of these recipes.
We talked about that today because since we're talking about recipes, the caveman cooking segment that I have it's a joke. It's like I don't suggest anybody watch it, but if you want to, you can go ahead. But I saw and I'm gonna send her the clip. She wanted to see it. There was a lady on there that made this flatbread out of eggs, mozzarella cheese, and Greek yogurt. And it was no kitchen kitchen gadgets needed. You can hand whisk it, which is perfect for me. There's only 3 ingredients, which is perfect for me. Yeah, and so I'm like, I want to make that. It looked delicious. But I looked up the Greek yogurt, and it's kind of got more carbs in it than I want.
Yeah.
It'll kind of mess
full fat though.
Yes, the full fat Greek yogurt with eggs and with mozzarella cheese, and you just put it and whisk it up. You pour it, it makes like a little thing, and you bake it. And I'm telling you, it looks so delicious. And I'm just thinking about slathering that thing with some mayonnaise and some bacon and some eggs, and getting it in, right?
If
Then
you're thinking about cookies, we might as well eat some Greek yogurt.
but that's the thing. But the Greek yogurt had like the ones that I saw on here had like 11 carbs a serving, which I stay around 15 a day or less. So I'm like, man, that'd be the only thing I can eat the whole day. So I thought, could you make it with sour cream instead of Greek yogurt, which is much lower carbs? And I talked to my man Rick about it because he's like a keto chemist, and he said probably not, because the active cultures and bacteria in the yogurt he thinks are what's making it rise and make it like a bread-like thing. But he said that he thought if I used sour cream, I could still make something edible. So I'm going to try that with sour cream and see if it makes something maybe thin like a wrap that I could wrap, because I'll make if it's thin like a burrito tortilla or something. Oh man, I'll use that.
Let us know. Let us know.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
try that.
I don't miss bread. I miss tortillas.
But just something different, just a little change of pace, because I get bored easy.
That bread. I didn't know I missed that bread until I ate that sandwich, and I was like, this tastes like the old days.
Have you ever made the noodles that she makes?
Did you do that for my husband then? Sorry.
Have you ever had the noodles the ketogenic woman makes? Hey, Rhonda.
I haven't made them yet. No, I haven't made them yet.
Yeah. I would never make them because it takes a kitchen appliance. Can't do it. If it takes let me tell you a story. Ketogenic woman owes me $200.
Oh.
Okay. Yes, and let me tell you why. Shout out to Anita. She's watching. She doesn't know me. Don't know her, never met her, but she owes me $200 because I was watching her make that cloud bread at 2:00 in the morning, and I ordered a stand mixer from Amazon at 2:00 in the morning, and it sat on my kitchen floor for 4.5 months until I gave it to my niece as a gift.
Wow.
Oh man.
Yes. So a ketogenic woman owes me $200.
Wow.
I guess a KitchenAid would be more than $200, wouldn't it?
It wasn't a KitchenAid brand, but it was the same. It just was a cheaper brand. But I don't know listen, she caught me at a weak moment. Okay. I know I ain't using that thing. And no way. So, but I caught me at a weak moment. I got like, oh, I can do that. No. So, but anyway, that's why I love this flatbread thing I saw, because I'm like, that I can do. I've already got the little whisk thing. I use that all the time. I got the eggs, the mozzarella cheese, and I didn't have yogurt. That's why I'm thinking sour cream, because I always have sour cream. I'm like, this is perfect. If I can make something edible with that, it's a hit.
Yep.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay.
That sounds
You
good.
guys keep talking. I have to use the restroom real quick. So I'm going to keep listening. No, I can't do that because that'll be a microphone and y'all hear
Yeah,
me tinkling.
no, we don't want that.
Never mind. Well, I
Oh,
guess
no,
if I
no.
mute myself,
Yeah,
I'll
that'd
be
be
all
a
right.
whole different channel, sis. That'd be a whole different.
Right.
Listen, if y'all hear it, just
Talking about
pretend like y'all didn't.
ASMR. Come
Yeah,
on.
yeah. I don't know if the microphone's that sensitive. You can put it on mute, sis. Just put it on mute and go, do what you got to do. But
So Joanna's saying that there's tons on the marketplace for under $200. I need one because I had my mom's and she was like, I'm gonna make blah blah blah. So I took hers back, and so I don't have one right now. And I
Yeah.
need one so I can make my bread.
yeah, man, I don't know exactly. I'm guessing it's with the egg white powder and the egg
Mhm.
whites and the whole.
Mhm.
Yeah, I could never. Oh my gosh, that's
Oh,
just
it's
too
so
many
good
ingredients.
though. It's worth
Oh,
it.
I'm sure. Listen, I'm looking to mooch off somebody that's got those kind of skills.
Mm.
That's what I'm looking for. I need somebody in there that's got them kind of skills that will have mercy on a poor, lonely, lowly, ketogenic brother and bring him some cloud buns.
Yeah, if I was coming to hack your health, I would bring it. But where are you at in Florida?
Jacksonville, northern Florida, northeast
Okay.
Florida. So we're about 30 miles from the Georgia line. So
Okay.
it's more South Georgia than North Florida, to be perfectly honest, culturally and everything.
Yeah,
Once
I'll
you
be
get
in
down south.
Orlando in June.
Isn't that keto? That's a keto Orlando?
No, we're going for a family trip, so I'm not going to make it. It's not during the Keto Orlando.
Oh, that's too bad. That's too bad because I will definitely be there. Shout out to my girl Erica Bell. She is the event runner, founder, all the above. I think I'm gonna have her on the cookout pretty soon. I talked to her the other day to come on and just promote. That's my girl. She's awesome. Shout out to her. Great event. I already got my tickets, and then Keto Palooza as well. Will definitely be there. I already have my tickets for that. Shout out to Autumn Weathers and everybody. So and we'll be at KetoCon as well. So doing what we do.
Yeah, I
So,
won't be at any of. I don't think I'm planning to go to any of them this year. I'm going on the Hanging with the Browns cruise.
Okay.
August.
Shout out to G.
Yeah, so that's the one thing that I've planned, but I'm gonna try to go to KetoCon next year though. We'll see.
I don't know. This is my, I've heard mixed reviews. I'm going to definitely go. So many people are going. I know Lindy's going. I know my man Todd's going. There's so many. I know Christy's going. But I've heard it's really big and really it's not very intimate and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And Keto Orlando and Keto Palooza are the opposite of that. They're smaller, just a couple hundred, maybe 200-300 people, much more intimate. You have a lot more time to mix and mingle with people, mix and mingle with the speakers. It's just a way different vibe. But we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, well, I know you'll do videos, so I'll be able to hear from you how it went. And Keto Palooza, I've been hearing is absolutely amazing. So
yeah. That's not too far from you either. That's not too far.
Kentucky, right?
Louisville, yeah.
Yeah.
Right down 75 to something. I can't think of what you cut over to, 64 or something.
I'm really hoping that this year at Keto Palooza, I can stay at the Galt House. I'm hoping it's not too late to reserve rooms there. Probably not, but because last time Nicole and I stayed, down the road a little bit, and it wasn't too far, but oh my goodness, it was.
What do you mean?
It was not pretty. Well, when the store across the road from you has like bars on the doors and windows and a security guard.
Oh, you were in the hood.
Standing at the door, I'm like, oh, this is probably not
good. I stayed nearby there too. I didn't have any of those problems, but
no, because I took you to your hotel, and your hotel.
Oh, that's right, you did.
Better than I think
Yeah,
it's just
yeah, you're
better
right.
than ours.
Yeah. Well, you ought to stay where I'm staying the same place as I did last year. You guys ought to
I
book
want
there.
to stay at the Galt House because
Oh, yeah,
the
yeah,
rooms there are about the same price that I paid at the other place.
yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
I think it was
I
like a
wasn't, I
Hilton
wasn't,
or something. It wasn't.
yeah. I wasn't
It
thinking about
wasn't
you. I
a
was
bad
thinking about
hotel.
me so I can get a ride. No, I'm just
Oh,
kidding.
I will give you a ride if you need a ride, Russ.
I
I
know
just
that.
saw Russ
Next time, you know
standing
what
on
I'm
the
going to
side
do?
of the road hitchhiking.
Yes, you
And
did. Next year, I'm going to, I've already booked my place where I'm going to stay because it was great and I loved it. But I think this time I'm going to drive in and just park and then drive out because
yeah,
the last day I did that, and it really wasn't, traumatic at all. So I was Ubering, and it was about the same price, and so I'm going to do that. I think this year, at least the first day, unless it's crazy, I'll just drive in and park because they have a parking garage right there in the same building as the event, so on the East Tower. So we'll try that this year and see how it goes.
yeah. That I'm trying to figure out that comment. If that was like I don't know if that was like a spammer or what.
I see my man Danny Beach in the building. What's going on, Dan?
I'm missing a bunch of comments here.
Oh, I'm not sure. I'm terrible at that. I'm terrible at comments and keeping up.
I know it's so hard. Sometimes there's so many. It's just crazy to try to keep up with them all.
Yeah. Hey, Arlene. Good to see you.
I am feeling a lot better, Arlene. Thank you very much. I was down for the count for a good 5 days, and then my voice just, I mean, it's just now getting to where it's kind of coming back a little. Still have a little lingering cough, but anyway. So,
All right, you guys.
Yeah.
As
You're
Russ
out.
said, I got to go to bed.
you gonna head out?
Oh yeah, I was going to say, listen, that she drank.
Bedtime.
She probably done drank a sugar-free Red Bull and took some no-dos, man. See,
No,
listen, she got to. Hey, look, she got to wake the chickens up in the morning. So, I get. Hey,
I guess I better go too.
hey, it's great to see both of my keto sisters. Love you, sis. Do your thing out there. Good to see you.
All right, you guys. Have a good
Good
night.
seeing you guys too. Thanks
Right.
for joining me.
Yes, this was
And
fun.
if you guys missed the actual topic of this live, which was just me by myself doing it, come on over to my channel and check it out. I was just going through the highlights of the documentary and what I liked. And anyway, everybody have a good night. Don't forget the time change, Rick tells us.
Yeah,
And
that's right.
we will see you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.